Hi everyone, it's Kate from Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Big game this weekend, the first North London derby of the season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I thought I'd ask a few of my favourite Arsenal YouTubers what their thoughts are for the game. So stay tuned and let's see what they say. Come on you Spurs.
Big up guys, my prediction for the North London derby. First of all, make sure you're liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're getting that done, people. For my predictions for the North London derby, starting 11, I'm going to go with David Raya in goal. Then I'm going to be going with Ben White at right back, Saliba Gabriel at centre back partnership. And we are going to be going with Jurian Timber at left back. In the midfield, I'm going to go with Partey and Jorginho. Double pivot. Let's see how that rocks out. Let's see how that works out. I think it will work out well in our favour. Also, in the midfield, just in front of them, I would actually go with Leandro Trossard. Obviously, I'm doing this just after finding out that Martin Odegaard is injured and will probably miss the game. And the front three for me that I would go with Saka at right wing. Obviously, we know Saka loves to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He loves to score there. Do you know what I mean? That's his home. That's his home. He loves to score there. At striker, I'm going to go with the main man himself, Killer Kai Havertz. And at left wing, I'm actually going to stick with Martinelli. I'm sticking with Martinelli on this occasion. I'm going to go with Martinelli at left wing. I'm also, the players that I'm worried about from Spurs, there's really only one player that I'm truly worried about. And that's Son, of course. He's a clinical finisher, very clinical. And listen, he's always a danger man when you got him up front. So there's always a problem when Son's involved. But in regards to the goal scorers of the game, I think that it's going to be Kai Havertz. Let me actually give you guys a prediction. My prediction is 2-1 to the Arsenal. I think the goal scorers for Spurs is going to be Son Heung-min. He's going to be the goal scorer for Spurs. And for Arsenal, I think Saka and Havertz are going to score, both of them, to make it 2-1 for the Arsenal, guys. Let's go. We're ready for this game and we are going to beat you guys, man. Come on, you gooners. Let's get in.
Big up to Saad at Saad's Football Corner. Make sure you go over and smash a like and subscribe over there. Obviously feeling confident. I get it. You'll notice that the predictions were done, or some of the predictions were done before it was released that Odegaard will be out of the game. Although I've got to be honest and say I still wouldn't be surprised if he plays. We all know there's always lots of porcupines told when there's a derby match. Alex Ferguson was famous for it, but we'll see. But yes, Saad being confident, predicting the Arsenal to win 2-1, and yeah. Let's go on to the next one, see what they think.
Yo, Kate, what's going on? It's Egal. I'm back again, and it's a North London derby. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first derby where we are playing at the new White Hart Lane Stadium for the first game. Every time we've played you guys the second game since this stadium has been built. And I don't remember the last time where we played the first game at your ground for the in a derby in the season. It's all for the last 6-7 years. It's been, I feel like, always at the Emirates first, and especially in September. So first time we're playing the fixtures reversed. Now we've been very, very fortunate coming to your ground the last couple of years, getting a clean sheet. The year that you guys kicked Aaron Ramsdale last year, what did it finish? Was it 3-1 or something like that? I think so. Something crazy like that. Or 3-2. 3-2. It was a mad game. We were up 3-0 and then we gave away 2 silly goals. This game though, first of all, how's the lineup's gonna go? It's gonna be the same lineup that we played against Brighton. The only change is Jorginho is most likely gonna come in for Declan Rice. As Declan Rice picked up a second yellow versus Brighton and got sent off with a red card. And that's gonna be a big miss. It's gonna be a big miss. But we're going to have to weather the storm. As for the game itself, how do I think the game is going to pan out? I think it's going to be a defensive masterclass from Arsenal. I think you guys are susceptible to one ball over the top. One ball can literally take out your whole defense, in my opinion. So we will be able to do that with Bukayo Saka getting balls in behind from Kai Havertz or others from similar to last year, or Martin Odegaard pinging balls around. The issue we might have is with Jorginho and Partey, we might not have as much legs as we would with Declan Rice. So that could be somewhere where you guys could capitalize on us And the person who would worry me the most is Son. Son is a clinical finisher. You give Son a chance, he's gonna finish his dinner 99% of the time, unless it's against Man City and it's gonna help Arsenal win the league. Then we know he's gonna shoot it straight at Ortega. But let's talk serious. Overall, I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. We're gonna come to your ground. We're gonna smash and grab. Try to take a 1 or 2-0. I think it's gonna be a 2-0 Arsenal victory. And I just don't think you guys have the attack to hurt us. You're gonna have to be extremely clinical if you do even get a half chance. Where for us, we're gonna press you, we're gonna counter press you, we're gonna win the ball high up the pitch, and we're gonna try to capitalize on that. And when we do win the ball in the midfield, one ball over the top, and we're gonna try to beat you on the counter. I don't think it's gonna be a situation where we're gonna come there and we're gonna try to play you off the park. No, we're just gonna be calculated and gonna have to be clinical to beat you. And I think that's gonna be the game plan: defensive football, and a little bit of countering and quick and decisive decision making to help us win. Scoreline is going to be 2-0. Goal scorers, probably Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka. Those two have been on form for us. And overall, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. And you probably all disagree with me, but I think that's as fair as I can be. Peace out, guys.
Big up to Egal every time over at Egal Talks Football. Being absolutely shameless, saying he's worried about Son unless they play Man City, and then Son's bound to blast it over the bar. Ouch, get over it. I thought that was quite funny. Also predicting Arsenal to keep a clean sheet at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and win 2-0. Obviously, he's put Odegaard in the team. That was sent to me before all this came out. Declan Rice obviously injured, so Partey and Jorginho in midfield. But yeah, another Arsenal fan predicting an Arsenal win. What a surprise. On to the next one.
Hello, Kate. So, who starts for me in the North London derby for Arsenal? I'd start David Raya in goal. I'd then go with the centre-back pairing of Saliba and Gabriel. To either side of those, I'll then go with Ben White and Yuri and Timber. I just think starting Calafiori in a game like this, just, to throw him into a game like this just probably wouldn't be the way. So I'd play Yuri and Timber because, he's started the season quite well. In terms of who concerns me for Tottenham, look, I think it'll always have to be Son because, he's kind of like Saka, or no, I mean, he is like Saka in that he will, always turn up in the North London derbies, 9 times out of 10. So he'd be my player to be concerned about from a Tottenham side. The way I see the game panning out, look, I think it won't be too far off what we did last season at your ground, in that we kind of let you just come at us, and with your high line, we'd probably hit you on the counter attack. I see that happening quite a lot. I also see us scoring maybe a few set piece goals. But yeah, in terms of the final score, look, I think it will be 3-1 Arsenal. I think we will, have a good game, even without Rice. I'm very confident heading into this game because of, the performances that we put in, especially with 10 men against Brighton, by the way. And then I look at, how you performed against Newcastle. You were very good for the second half. The first half was bad. The goal scorers would be, I think Saka will score because he just always scores against Tottenham these days. I think Kai Havertz will score. I think he'll probably score a header from a corner. And I think Raheem Sterling will score. I think it's inevitable that Raheem Sterling will score because he's got a point to prove, and what better time than to, play against Tottenham, really. But, yeah, look. I'm confident.
Big up to AFC Matt. Very confident, 3-1. Although since the Odegaard news has come out, he has backtracked a little bit. He was in the show on Wednesday saying, but I don't think fans realise how important Odegaard is to us. He's our cog. And saying that he's not confident anymore. But me personally never realised Arsenal was such a one-man team. But there we go. Arsenal fans getting their excuses in early in case they lose or draw. But for now, the prediction, the receipt is 3-1 to Arsenal. So let's move on to the next one.
Yes, people, big up. It's Dan Potts here from Football's 12th Man. Hope you are all good. Yes, I'm wearing white, but trust me, it is the Arsenal shirt. Don't get too excited, Spurs fans. Here in Turkey, chilling out, enjoying my holiday, and of course, all I can think about now is the big game at the weekend. Always like going to the dentist, this, innit? You just want it over and to know that it's actually gone out okay. Listen, what do I think about this game? I think about this game like I do every season. The one that you look forward to, the one that you get nervous for. For me, the best derby in the world of football is the North London derby. So, of course, I'm looking forward to it. Do I have concerns? Well, yeah, I do. I think there's the elephant in the room. Declan Rice is suspended and Martin Ødegaard is injured. It is going to be confirmed he's going to be injured and out anyway. It did not look good when he came off for Norway. So we're going to be short in that midfield with Marino injured as well. What are we going to do? Got some options. Jorginho and Partey with Havertz dropping in the number 10 is one option. The other option is Zinchenko or Timber coming into that midfield. Or, of course, we can take a risk on the young 17-year-old baller Ethan Nwaneri. They're the options Mikel Arteta's got. If you want what I think will happen, I think there'll be a double pivot of Partey and Jorginho, and I think he will go with Havertz in that number 10. Jesus looks like he could be back, so I imagine that he will play up top if he's back and fit. If not, we'll have to put Martinelli or Trossard through the middle, using Saka and Sterling maybe on the wide areas. So we've got some options now at Arsenal, but we're short. We are short. I always said that I thought we had left ourselves short this summer and give us no chance of winning the Premier League title. So I'm going to stick with it. I think it's going to be runners-up for Arsenal again this season. I'm not expecting to win the league. If we do win the league, it will be a huge bonus and a massive surprise for me, because I just don't think we have done enough this season in the summer transfer window. And that's down to the Kroenkes, Arteta and Edu. So if we don't have a successful season, and by successful I mean at least put in a title challenge and win silverware, then I think massive questions need to be asked. Going into this game, as far as Tottenham are concerned, I don't know the update on Solanke or Van der Ven. Maybe you guys can tell me. If they're back, obviously it's great news for Spurs, but I still think that we can still compete. I don't look at Tottenham at the moment and feel worried or scared. I don't think they're playing well this season. Couldn't beat Leicester, beat Everton, which everyone seems to be able to do, and struggled against Newcastle. So I do feel that it's a good time to play here. That high line that Ange is so stubborn about, I think we'll definitely have some fun with. Martinelli and Trossard and Havertz and Saka and Sterling, if he is used. Jesus, likewise, I think could have a field day if you're going to play that high line. And even with Tottenham's best defence back, that high line just doesn't really matter whether it's Dragushin or whether it's Van der Ven or whether it's Romero. It's still a high line. So I think Ange Postecoglou's got to look at that throughout the season. In my opinion, there's definitely some issues there, and I think he's got to address that, because Spurs have actually got a really good 11. I don't think they've got any depth whatsoever. I think the depth is quite embarrassing, if I'm honest. When Brennan Johnson's coming on to try and win you a game and Kulusevski's still trying to get one of his first goals, is a problem for me. Timo Werner, nah, not good enough. Richarlison, not good enough. So I don't see where many of the goals are going to come from in this Tottenham side throughout the season. Pressure on Solanke and Son, of course. But if I'm honest with you, we're in a position now where I think that we can there's a fly buzzing around me that absolutely loves me. We're in a position where I think we can hurt Tottenham. So, look, I think the game could be won in midfield. I think Jorginho and Partey, for me, 100% have to step up. Kai Havertz, if he is going to play there, I'm not a fan of it. I don't mind him in the attacking 10, which I think he will play if there's a double pivot, but I'm not a huge fan of him on the 8. So I have to see Kai Havertz more before I judge him. But as a number 10, I think that's probably where he's going to play. What do I think the score is going to be? Do you know, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. I feel like we've got enough up top. We've got firepower. And I feel like defensively we're going to be okay. Spurs will score, but I do feel like we can win the game. So I'm going to go 2-1. Big up to everyone. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Big up to Dan over at Football's 12th Man. Calling Tottenham's squad embarrassing. Wow. And yet, questioning where our goals are going to come from. Saying our squad is embarrassing, yet only predicting a narrow 2-1 win. something doesn't add up for me there. But there we go. Another Arsenal fan predicting an Arsenal win, as you would expect. Me, myself, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. By rights, on paper, on form, on league standings, we should lose. Arsenal fans have been giving chest for the past, I don't know how long, saying how much better they are than us, so it should be a no contest. But, you know, it's a North London derby, anything can happen. Form goes out the window, so let's wait and see. Enjoy the game, everyone. Stay safe, and as always, come on, you Spurs.